Stapleton fans are out in force tonight, I hear. Row number 3 to the inside. That is the 22 of Seth Butler, into the outside, the 3Z of Zach Hemmingson. And making his first appearance of 2022 here at the Crawford County Speedway, rounding out the field, that is the 3D of Dustin Derringer. Alex Stapleton last week finishing 8th, which doesn't seem like a typical Stapleton finish, but when you look, the fact that he went up 11 spots, biggest mover of the feature, that's the consistency that won him the title last year. We are green, and it is going to be Riley Christensen off to the early advantage. Alex Stapleton trying to get to the outside of Colby Christensen, but he has Zach Hemmingson on the rear bumper. Hemmingson now going to the inside of Stapleton. They're going to be side by side for 3 and 4 behind the Christensen brothers. Riley in the lead, Colby in second. Still side by side for 3 and 4. That is the best and only battle on the track right now as they come out of turn 4. It's going to be Alex Stapleton regaining that third place spot. Now he is going to aim at the target on the back of the 9C of Colby Christensen. He puts the spurs to the 7 car, gets up to the back bumper. Oh, Colby Christensen drives her in a little bit deep. Gets a little bit of ground between him and Stapleton. Meanwhile, Hemmingson, he's staying right on the rear bumper of the 7 of Alex Stapleton right now. In fact, he's going to dip to the low side. He's going to see if he can catch back up to the side, go side by side. Not quite going to happen. It is still Riley Christensen, Colby Christensen, Alex Stapleton, Zach Hemmingson, and Seth Butler now rounding out the top 5. Halfway home, we're 3 laps down, 3 laps to go. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we might have a bit of brotherly rivalry going on as Colby is caught up to Riley. Oh, and just like that, he loses the ground that he made up on Riley and also falls back into the clutches of the Stapleton-Hemmingson battle. Now it's a 3-car battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. As they head down the backstretch, they're going to fire it off down into 3, and now it's become a 4-car battle for the lead. Both Christensen, Stapleton, and Hemmingson throw a blanket over all 4 of them. Riley Christensen, I don't know what he's found coming off of 4, but he manages to just pull away coming out of 4. Meanwhile, Colby Christensen a little tight into 1, loose out of 2. Alex Stapleton able to get by him. Hemmingson had to back off just a little bit to keep from getting into Colby. Oh, Colby gets her bolt sideways every which way but straight. But it's going to be Riley Christensen with the win. Alex Stapleton 2nd, Zach Hemmingson 3rd, Colby Christensen 4th, and Seth Butler rounds out the top 5. All right, for everybody on Advantage Racing TV's Facebook Live, the boss man has given the green light. You get this heat race and the next one, which will be the first one for the Sport Mods. You're welcome, but after that, you have to go get your subscription for tonight or the on-demand pass. Make it happen, Captain. Brandon Osbar, Cody Pontius, row 1, Jordan Android, Jeff Fink, row 2, George Ray, and Fuzzy Jason Fusselman in Wild Willie Ransom 7W, row 3, Junior Chin, rounding out the field. Yes, folks, you heard that right. That is not Wild Willie Ransom. That is multi-time track champ Jason Fusselman that just went from 6th to 3rd and is knocking on the door between Cody Pontius and the man they call Dahmer, Jeff Fink. Willie Ransom, he did say when he got ready to retire, if someone walked up to him, they owned and worked on the car and just had him drive, he would come back and do it. Well, Willie Ransom was that guy that said, you know what? We may not do it all the time, but I want to put you in the car as much as you feel like doing. So, in fact, I do believe that Fusselman won one of the nights of the Tiny Lund Memorial last year in Willie's car. May not have been the Tiny Lund. Either way, he won a couple of races in Willie's car last year. He is now up to 2nd, but man, he has a big road to hoe as Dahmer has checked out and is leading the field with 3 down, 3 to go. It is Jeff Fink, Jason Fusselman, Cody Pontius The double out buckshot of Jordan Androy and George Ray rounding out that top 5. Oh, Androy almost gives a little shot in the shorts to Pontius. Car got a little bit loose. He had to back out of it. Jeff Fink, that car is on a rail tonight, folks. We'll have to see what happens at the during the feature, but right now he is going to see the white flag in the hands of Chief Starter Larry Wilkerson. We'll see. Barring any kind of mechanical failure, I don't see him not winning this heat race. Looks like the battle right now is for 3rd and 4th. Pontius has it. Androy wants it. Coming through 3 and 4, though, it's going to be all Dahmer. Jeff Fink is going to win heat race number 2. Jason Fusselman 2nd, Cody Pontius 3rd, Jordan Androy 4th, and George Ray will round out the top 5. They have the money for the infrastructure and the training. Now they need the money for the bracelets to give out to the families of those in need, whether it be autism, whether it be Alzheimer's, dementia, you name it. So pass the helmet intermission. Make sure you make your donations, folks. All right, they're lined up. We're going to try this again. This time Larry likes what he sees. We are going to stay green. Once again, it is Gunnar Pike, Matty Miller, 1 and 2. Here comes Greenwood around the outside of Miller. Nice run right off the high side. He's going to take over that 2nd place spot. The battle is on now between Casey Fredrickson and Joe Miller for 4th and 5th. As I stumble over saying that, Casey Fredrickson does a 2-for-1 special on both Millers. He is going to take over that 3rd place spot and set his sights on Greenwood, who's in 2nd. Now Joe Miller gets around Matty Miller. That is for 4th and 5th. Now Matty's going to battle back on the outside. It's father-daughter bonding time on the 3/8 mile dirt, as Joe's finally going to take over that 4th place spot. Max Roseland now trying to get around Matty Miller. They're going to be side by side into 3 and 4. We're already 5 laps to go, folks. Gunnar Pike, Jake Greenwood, Casey Fredrickson, Joe Miller, Max Roseland, your top 5. Then it is the 2 ladies, Matty Miller and Bailey Ballinger, 6th and 7th, as we got 3 laps to go. The field is now settled down. The gunslinger Gunnar Pike has a nice lead over Jake Greenwood. 2 to go now for Gunnar Pike. They're going to come through 3 and 4. Gunnar's going to see the white flag this time. 1 lap to go. That Grass Assassins, number 25, is absolutely on a tear and putting on a clinic as he comes off a 2, fires it off down the backstretch into 3 and 4. One more time. The gunslinger, Gunnar Pike, picks up heat number 1. Jake Greenwood in 2nd. Casey Fredrickson in 3rd. Joe Miller 4th. Max Roseland rounds out the top 5. RPMs come up. And we're green with our final heat of the evening. And right off the bat is going to be young Cole Vanderheiden, 14 years old. He is going to take the lead over Steve Hurst. Justin Bolte sitting there in 3rd. Dusty Ballinger goes from 6th to 4th. Then it is Klabundy and Hausman Jr. Now Hausman, power move underneath the 77 of Klabundy. That's going to move him up into that 5th place spot. Cole Vanderheiden, we talked about him last week. First year ever in a sprint car, 14 years old, running full-time here, Eagle and Huset's. And he is pulling away from Steve Hurst, who's sitting second. Now looks like Hausman Jr. going to the inside of Dusty Ballinger. Cannot make it stick. Ballinger's going to hold on to that fourth place spot. Hausman's going to re-rack, repack, and restack for another shot at Ballinger. Right now, Ballinger looks like he's catching up to the 17 of Bolte. Meanwhile, up front, Cole Vanderheiden is gone. He is Golf Oscar November Echo gone. 4 laps to go. Oh, look at this. Justin Bolte is going to try to go to the outside. Dusty Ballinger, that is the battle for third and fourth right now. Ballinger able to hold him off. Bolte went from the high side, was going to look to the low side, but the car slid up, could not make it happen. As we're going to come down and see 2 laps to go for Cole Vanderheiden, this time by green high in the air. 2 laps to go. Cole Vanderheiden already coming through 3 and 4. He's going to see the white flag this time by. This will be his first heat race win here at the Crawford County Speedway. If he can hang on for 1 more lap, he's going to go through 1 and 2 as he exits 2. Hurst now goes into 1. Through 3 and 4, it's going to be Cole Vanderheiden picking up the heat race win. Steve Hurst will hold on for second. Dusty Ballinger third. Justin Bolte fourth. Mike Hausman Jr. rounds out the top 5.
(2021) track champion Alec Stapleton from right here in Denison. Also from a hometown hero here, Jeff Fink, the man they call Dahmer in the 01F.
As they come out turn 4, folks, everybody get up, get on your feet, make some noise, let them know how much you love the fact they're here to put on a show for you. This is your Finish Line Racing Products Hobby Stocks. Row number 4 to the inside will be the 22 of Seth Butler, and to the outside, the 16R, that is George Ray.
In the 3Z is Zach Hemmingson, and in the 7FW, Fuzzy, Jason Fusselman.
No, you gotta go like this. Fuzz! You gotta get that long U going for Fuzzy.
I'll work on it.
Yeah, you'll figure it out. Row number 6 to the inside, that's the F20 of Travis Fink. To the outside, the 12, that is Brandon Osbar.
Scheduled to roll off 13th in the 3D, Dustin Derringer, and in 14th, Junior Chin.
As they come through 3 and 4, the RPMs come up, and it is green time as Colby Christensen has the early advantage as they go into 1, but here comes Riley. Riley round the outside, takes the lead. He's going to bring the double-out buckshot of Jordan Androy with him. And to second, and Colby Christensen falls into third. It is Pontius and Dahmer, Jeff Fink in 5th, now looking for 4th.
Here comes Colby Christensen trying to get back into the runner-up spot around Androy, going top shelf through 1 and 2. And instead, he is under pressure for that 3rd spot in the form of Cody Pontius. Fink right there to round out the top 5. Stapleton trying to get in a groove and make up a car length gap to the top 5.
It is still Riley Christensen with a sizable advantage over double-out buckshot Jordan Androy. Right now it is going to be Jeff Fink trying to get around Pontius, but he better not look back because the champ is coming. Here comes Big Al Stapleton. He's to the inside. That is for 5th and 6th right now.
Very close quarters racing off of turn number 4 as Fink gets the run down the hill. First side-by-side racing you see is Fusselman and Hemmingson, but Fink trying to change that and go to the bottom side of the racetrack, pressuring Pontius for the 4th spot. Colby Christensen trying to pull right up to the back bumper of Androy as Riley Christensen continues to show the way with 8 to go.
The best battles on the track right now are not inside that top 5, as you have Fuzzy Fusselman and Zach Hemmingson going for 6th and 7th. Then you got George Ray and you got Seth Butler going for 8th and 9th right now. Meanwhile, back into the top 5, here comes Dahmer back to the inside of Pontius once again. That is for 4th. Give it to Dahmer.
And he comes up to the wall, but Pontius is there, and he tries, still side by side, still trying to make that high side work. Is Pontius in the 15 car. Stapleton once again getting a decent run into 3 and 4, but can't quite make up the difference as Pontius and Fink are waging war for that 4th spot. 3-car battle behind them.
Oh man, looks like the Fusselman and Hemmingson Express has caught up with Al Stapleton. Oh, Hemmingson slides up in front of Stapleton, gets a shot in the shorts for his trouble. Here comes Fuzzy to the inside of Stapleton. It's the old guard multi-time champion versus the new guard current defending champion. They're side by side.
With 5 to go, if we stay green, we may see lap traffic play a factor, as Android has made up some of the difference with Riley Christensen and gapped Colby Christensen by at least 6 car lengths. He's trying to cut it from 5 to 4 against Riley right now, who's still out front.
Oh, and Jonah Chin goes around in turn 2. Dustin Derringer has to hit the binders to stop. Meanwhile, everybody's going to go around the outside. Chin is going to get going. Derringer's going to get going, but the caution flag doth come out. And Kempson, that's going to change the ball game.
Nice piece of driving by Derringer, and good job on his brakes as well, equipment-wise there.
RPMs are going to come up. Riley Christensen is going to lead the way. And we're green. 4 laps to go. Riley Christensen is going to lead the stack pack of Hungry Hounds down the front stretch into turn 1 and 2. It is Android and Colby Christensen still side by side. But here comes Dahmer. Dahmer gets around Pontius up into 4th. He's going to try, 3 wide back there for 5th, 6th, and 7th as you got Hemmingson, Pontius, and Stapleton.
Pontius got up in the marbles a little bit, and he will drop to about 8th. Here comes Android trying to get after Riley Christensen for the lead through 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, Android with a nice run. He will get even with the bumper and go down low to the bottom shelf, trying to catfish to the lead off of 4.
As he's doing that, Colby Christensen under attack from the 0-1 of Jeff Fink, as Fink tries to get underneath him to get that 3rd place spot. Meanwhile, they are just, and Pontius goes around. Not sure if there was any contact between him and Fusselman. It was in turn 2, but it looked like there might have been, and the result is Pontius goes around. He keeps it going though. No, he does not. We are going to go yellow. Well, and well. As Ron Burgundy said, that escalated quickly.
And we knew it was going to happen with them bunched up like that for a late restart.
They were starting to lob haymakers at each other that back there for 4th on back, let me tell you. As they come into 3 and 4, RPMs are going to pick up, and as John Lane would say, yo, we're going to go back to green. Once again, Riley Christensen throwing it into 1 and 2 as Android and Colby Christensen start battling out just a little bit. Here comes Alex Stapleton around the outside of Hemmingson. He's looking for that 5th place spot again as Hemmingson, he wants to get it back. They're back and forth for 5th and 6th right now.
The double-out buckshot will try to take one more run at it as Colby Christensen also chasing Riley Christensen down the back straightaway for the final time in the 79 RC with about a 4-car length advantage into 3 off of 4. Winner, Riley Christensen in your finish line, hobby stock.
The double-out buckshot, Jordan Android will be 2nd. Colby Christensen, the 9C, will be 3rd. 4th to the 01F of Jeff Fink. And I'm not 100% sure, but I do believe Alex Stapleton will round out that top 5. Close battle between him and Hemmingson all night long.
Saw a flash of green, now lights out. Let's try this again. Third time's the charm, hopefully. And here we go.
Looks like this time Larry Wilkerson is indeed going to let the start stand as once again the gunslinger, Gunnar Pike, absolutely taken off. But here comes Cole Vanderheiden and Jake Greenwood. Look at Casey Fredrickson high, wide, around the outside.
Fredrickson going the slot car route around the top side on the cushion. Got the right rear up there and continues to fly right by into the runner-up spot. He goes around Vanderheiden and he has Gunnar Pike as his next potential victim with 2 down.
Meanwhile, the 43 of Jake Greenwood looking for a way around Cole Vanderheiden. Tried to go to the high side. Vanderheiden shut the door. He tried to go to the low side, lost his momentum. But right now it is still all Gunnar Pike with a hard charging Casey Fredrickson right on his back bumper.
Fredrickson has a lot of speed in that number 2 car right now, going up to the top side, down the back straightaway, into 3 and 4. Pike moves up to the cushion, which might be the best decision he's made so far. 4 down and 16 to go.
As Fredrickson gets ever so closer to the 25 of Pike. We're going to have a battle for the lead here shortly. Even if we don't, lap traffic's going to come into play as they're going to come up on the 45 of Stephen Hurst.
Pike may get to him this lap. He has moved up to the top side with 5 down and 15 to go in the 25. And Hurst moves to the bottom side of the racetrack around the tires. Pike will catch him at the flag stand as he's still out front.
Pike goes around the high side right up along the cush, and he is going to get by the 45 of Steve Hurst. Now Fredrickson has to get by him. Meanwhile, next up on the hit parade is going to be Matty Miller for your leader, the 25 of Gunnar Pike, who's having a career night in that 25 car.
Lap traffic going to be a huge factor here down the stretch if we stay green. Fredrickson would love to see Matty Miller slow up Pike, and he is hook in the 25, reeling him in down the front stretch.
He may not need anybody to hold up the 25 as he seems like he is absolutely just coming as we are 12 laps to go. Make it 11 this time by, and he is almost knocking on the tail tank of the gunslinger.
Gets around Klabundi, does Pike, and now Fredrickson will do the same. Pike trying the catfish around the bottom route again. Fredrickson with no one between him and the gunslinger trying to take a shot at it.
Actually, they're going to have some more lap traffic coming up any time now. As, oh no, problems for Matty Miller. She pulls in. She is done for the evening, and the yellow is coming out. I was just going to say they're about ready to come up on the 6B of Bailey Ballinger, but unfortunately, caution coming out, so that's going to erase all of that.
So Pike controls the restart into 3 and 4. Fredrickson wants to go, and they do. Green flag back in the air, and Pike with a very good restart gets a quarter of a straightaway on him. Fredrickson goes up top shelf and tries to track him down the back straightaway.
The real story, though, is Hausman and Dusty Ballinger. They both went to the inside trying to play a little snooker on Vanderheiden and Greenwood, and it did not work, unfortunately. Look at this, the 2 of Fredrickson. He is right there, 3 car lengths back. Now, is Gunnar Pike going to be able to pull away, or is Fredrickson going to get right up there on the tail tank?
Ballinger wants a podium spot as well as he's coming after Vanderheiden in the white-winged 15 with the purple there. And here comes Ballinger trying to slide up across the groove down the back straightaway as Fredrickson takes over the lead from Gunnar Pike.
Oh, and now Gunnar Pike goes from the hunter to the hunted. Sorry, wrong way. The hunted to the hunter, as now he's got to try and keep up with that 2 of Fredrickson. and see if he can get that lead back. Meanwhile, he has Dusty Ballinger starting to track him down.
And here comes Hausman going after Greenwood for a top 5 position after getting sideways was Greenwood through 3 and 4 that last time. Fredrickson has already gapped almost a half a straightaway as Ballinger is trying to track down Pike for second. Hausman trying the inside, and now Greenwood trying to do the same that Hausman did to him.
And meanwhile, while they're doing that, Max Roseland's getting in the mix. But if you look a little bit further forward, you've got Dusty Ballinger. He has caught up to the tail tank of Gunnar Pike, and now he is trying desperately to get around him for that second place spot. So we only have 5 laps to go.
He tried to take a shot through 1 and 2. He'll try it again down on the bottom side of the racetrack. And he slides up the racetrack into the tire tracks of Pike. Can't quite make the pass yet as Fredrickson enters lap traffic for the second time in this main event.
Meanwhile, as they come out of turn number 2, Ballinger has the spot for a moment. Pike able to run him down on the outside line and retake that second place spot through 3 and 4 as we now have 3 laps to go.
Fredrickson still looking good. A little more lap traffic to contend with before this one's over if we stay green. Green flag high in the air, 2 to go this time as Clabundi is next on the hit parade.
And it looks like Fredrickson's going to get by Clabundi without any issue. Next up is going to be Joe Miller. Can Miller hold him up? Or is it going to be too little too late as Gunnar Pike almost a full straightaway behind the 2C of Fredrickson. White flag's out, 1 to go.
Fredrickson took over with several laps left, and he's right up to the tail tank of Miller. Through 1 and 2, and content to come through 3 and 4, and pick up the checkered flag as Pike is passed by Ballinger on the final corner and hangs on for second. Pike third, Hausman fourth, and Greenwood will hold on for fifth.
That was a perfect slider by Ballinger to get by Pike for that second place spot. What a move.